This is Chris Hansen.
Chad doing Rip City Radio here.
It's your favorite basketball player, Tyler Hansbrough.
This is Jamie Hudson.
This is TJ Houshmandzadeh.
And I'm going to let y'all know something.
Duke sucks and Duke will always suck.
You're listening to
It Just Makes Sense.
It Just Makes Sense.
You're listening to It Just Makes Sense
With Braxton, Miguel, and Peter.
If you're looking for expert sports takes, look elsewhere.
When you were told that Santa didn't exist, I think you just retaliated by going, is that why you're all miserable? just like a kid that fucking talked back. Is that why you're all sad?
This feels like...
Hold on. Wow. Owen Wilson's here.
I know. Why am I trying to change my voice? I just sound like that naturally. That's how life goes. It feels like 2020, boys. We've got Braxton quarantined in his bedroom. Look at you.
Let's go.
That's not how we started. We
I know,
started because we were around each other.
We
didn't do video
we
shit.
were sick of quarantining. That's why we did this.
That is true. Yeah. Who would have guessed that your child, Agent Zero, is going to give you all of his symptoms?
I know. Look at this shit.
Oh wow. Oh my gosh, it's like the plague.
Yeah.
That's your sensitive skin, brother. That's not your kid.
I mean, what's funny is like having so much negative experience with like skin stuff. But all the less it is experience, and so you think that like, oh, I'm a veteran in this shit. I've seen it all, and then this comes along and it's like, whoa, this is like specifically different in a lot of ways, and it's kind of interesting how. Yeah, the two experiences can be so alike, but so, individual at the same time.
Yeah. So
either
okay,
way,
so
very painful.
how is it? I mean, do you remember having chicken pox, and like, how does it differ?
I don't remember having chicken pox. I honestly don't recall ever having chicken pox.
Maybe you were vaccinated. Like, I can't remember when what year were you born again?
93.
93. Okay, they may have given you, I think it came out in 95, the vaccine for it. And so, since you're all vaxxed up, I think that they might have given you the shot before you were able to get chicken.
This is when you reveal to Peter that you never got that you're an anti-vaxxer, and then you're never allowed here ever again.
You remember the guy in Eugene or was that Eugene, who was like, you look vaccinated as fuck.
So, yeah, okay.
At that point, you question yourself, is that a bad thing?
Right.
It's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So what are these things like? Do you itch them, or are you just like trying to not itch them?
They're not as itchy as they are just kind of like irritated, and like it's like just like makes your skin like it's like having dry skin flakes. So knowing somebody like me and like Miguel, it's like you just want to pick at it and like just peel the little dry skin flakes off.
Yeah.
And so having to avoid that, but it's just like every time I move my hand, it's just like, you can feel it, and it's kind of like having just little cuts on your hand or something, or little sores on your hand. It just, everything hurts.
I would just go to the country and throw myself in a burn pile. Just see if I can get rid of the outer epidermis.
Yeah.
And then get myself out.
Get this first one
just like Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah,
just
exactly.
Emerge from the flames, a new man, reborn.
Just peel off the outer layer.
Have you been able to sleep?
This last night was probably the best night of sleep I've gotten. Because when it first started, Quinn was still kind of in the heat of it, and it started for me, and I had a fever that got up to 102, and Quinn was still in the thick of it, so I'm like hardly sleeping, sweating my nuts out, and then like going to the bathroom, and then like two ships passing in the night. I see Jarrow like going to get Quinn. So I mean, these last few weeks, all jokes aside, have been a very a test for sure. It has been very difficult, and all credit to Jara. She's been the one who's been healthy through all of this, and she's the mom, so there's more responsibility that comes with the title. And Quinn, obviously, in these moments where he's like not feeling good, 75% of the time he wants her. So it's like,
Right.
So it's been rough.
I don't know.
Rough.
I don't know if I ever talked about it on the podcast on the account that I was like super embarrassed about it at the time. You guys obviously know about it, which was me getting shingles a couple years ago. That was super weird because I'm like in my 30s and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is classic shingles." I'm like, "There's no way. This is what old people get." And I'll be dipped in shit if it wasn't shingles. And it was the week that I started my new job, so I'm sitting there, just like introducing myself and getting absolutely like pinged by my body and trying not to like it is.
I don't remember that.
Oh, did I never tell you I got shingles? I got
I don't
shingles.
recall that either, but that could
Maybe
just
I
be a
told
me
nobody
I don't
because
even know what shingles are.
Shingles is like the resurrection
on your roof?
of chicken pox, but like in an isolated
So you had
area.
spots, like itchy spots?
It was right here and right here. It usually like lives dormant in a nerve, and then it kind
Miguel.
of pops back up isolated, and then it just like
So
it
you never
doesn't itch.
so you never got vaccinated.
No, I did. Well, I never got vaccinated for chickenpox because I had already gotten chickenpox by the time vaccinations existed. But yeah, it was really interesting. It wasn't like it's not contagious for everything that I'm aware of, but it was
He
very
got God's vaccination.
it was weird because it's like, you see those commercials about like all these old people getting shingles or whatever, get the shingles vaccination or something. And I'm like, here in my 30s, just like, how is this possible? But anyways, that's fun. Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Well, the positive thing is if I look at Quinn's timeline and how he recovered, I should be in pretty good shape by Thursday.
That's good.
Hopefully by Wednesday. Today is the first day where I can confidently say things do seem to be getting better.
Yeah.
Just cover yourself up. Wear gloves, long sleeves,
Yeah.
everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to hear the little cherry on top?
Please.
So I'm working from home, obviously, and we went to Quentin's 12-month checkup today because he just turned 1. Shout out Quinny boy. And we, as we're leaving, we see a City of Kaiser Sprinter van outside of our house, like in between us and our neighbors. We're like, oh, that's interesting. Anyways, we go to the appointment, we come back home, and we go inside, and Jara gets a call from the City of Kaiser. And basically they say, hey, we had somebody or your neighbor called in because there's a leak, I guess, and an issue with his water pressure.
Oh, boy.
And so we sent a representative out there to take a look, and it looks like because the pipe is broken on your side of the property line, that this is actually your responsibility and you need to pay to get this fixed.
Fuck that.
No way.
And by the way, this is an active leak. So you can go outside. It's literally water is accumulating and growing as we are speaking. And I'm like, well, fuck me. So immediately I go to my farmer's policy and I'm taking a look at it. I'm like, do I have utility line coverage? Because I'm thinking in my head, it's like they're going to have to dig this up. It's going to be thousands of dollars. I'm praying to God that I opted in. Thankfully, I look and I do have utility line coverage up to $10,000. So I'm like, thank God for Mark Helmick convincing me to do that.
Yeah.
And anyways, we get a plumber out there. They take a look at it and they're like, this is no problem. We'll get you settled for $700.
Wow.
And I'm like, seriously?
Give it to Taylor. All right, touchdown. Sorry. We're also watching the game in the background.
It's okay.
I really needed Jonathan Taylor to score that fucking touchdown. All
That's
right.
okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, it ended up being not as big of a deal as we thought it was going to. I didn't have to make an insurance claim, but still, $700 out of the pocket 3 days before Christmas is never a fun.
Why didn't
fun
you just
thing to
use
do.
insurance for the $700?
It wouldn't have hit a deductible.
My
Oh.
deductible is $1,000.
Yeah. So, you gotta love home ownership gotchas like that, right? So.
Yeah, and the guy on the phone literally was like, "Yeah, if it would have been the pipe that was going like 6 inches the other way, the city would have taken care of it, but unfortunately it wasn't." So
Bunch of
Yeah,
scammers.
of course.
I was like, "All right, well, fuck you, dude."
So you've got that. You've got the hand, foot, and mouth. I haven't even told Miguel this. It doesn't matter because we've already mitigated it. Our first bout of head lice with Brody. So that's a fun one. It's all gone.
I've never heard of boys getting head lice.
Yeah. Well, there were like 5 of them.
Oh.
And I had it when I was a kid, like maybe once.
Yeah, growing up, that was the thing. But I grew up with a bunch of girls, and all my cousins and my sister, they would like, there were sessions of them on like a train where they're like picking at each other's hairs.
Yeah. We got it so early that it was like, there were like 3 or 4 or 5 of them. And, you know, there are no like eggs growing in the hair. And, you know, it's like I'm having to like Google things to make sure. And then like, of course, you get like the worst images of what like head lice in a kid could be. And it's just like, makes me want to vomit. But
Yeah, all of this stuff that we've talked about in the last 27 minutes makes a fire more attractive. Can we move on? There's fucking head lice and scabs and shit.
Well, you know what all of this felt like was this past weekend. While me and Mark Helmick were my brother-in-law at Festivus, which I think is a made-up Friends holiday or something like that.
You guys, how much time did you spend talking about Braxton, his employee?
Well, he was the one who told me that. He was like, "Oh yeah, Braxton might have gotten it." I'm like, "Oh boy." So,
You should have been like, "No, he's not sick."
yeah.
Yeah, you should have been like, "Dude, I was taking tequila shots with him last night."
Right, yeah. Yeah, and I'm fine. Shake my hand again. No, but I alluded to this earlier in the year, but I didn't talk about it much. We do this like joint kids white elephant thing, and I hate it. I absolutely despise it because there is
You're
a
a Grinch.
crossover. No, I like it with groups that get it. But people get too attached, kids get too attached to certain things, and then it becomes this weird thing.
Oh, this includes the kid?
It includes
Yeah,
the
that
kids.
makes it
That's
complicated.
That's why it's awful, because then it's just like all of a sudden people are stealing things, and then it gets stolen, then they're crying, and I just go like, I don't want to be part of this. And then to make matters worse, so this whole thing, I ended up with like this pitcher that's like a ceramic one that has like cows on it. And I was like jokingly, like we all loved it and it was mine, but then it got stolen by my nephew. And then I kind of like jokingly said to my nephew, I'll give you $50 for that pitcher. Because
A picture?
a pitcher, like a
pitcher.
pouring thing with like a couple of mugs. I can show it to you. It kind of looks like anyways. It's not worth $50. It doesn't matter that it wasn't worth $50 because he wanted something else. I wanted to right size the situation. And so I was like, I'll give you $50 for that. Then Mark Helmick sold me down the river a little bit because then my nephew goes, Uncle Mark, how much do you think that this pitcher is worth? Mark goes, I don't know, like $75. I'm like, you motherfucker. And he knew exactly what he was doing because then he gave me like the eye. He's upselling me basically. I settled for $65.
Why'd you pay?
What the fuck, Peter?
Yeah, what pressure did you feel from a child that you felt like you had to shell out money?
Because he was upset about how everything went down, and he ended up with my gift. But I thought, you know what? Christmas time has come. I'm just gonna make him feel good and just like be like, hey, I'll give you money for that.
That's not making him
That's not
feel
the
good. That's
question,
setting a
though.
bad precedent where the child can
Apparently
get whatever
it is.
he wants, and
Yeah.
that's the
Well,
time
that's what
to
I
teach
did.
a lesson.
Well,
I can
I
understand.
was feeling like I was trying to
I
be a
can
cool
understand the want to like right size the situation and be like, hey, here's some money. Stop crying, kid. But to then
$5.
get first of all, offering $50 is nuts. But if I can accept that, being
I
haggled
had a
up to
couple of these. I'll tell you
65,
that. Yeah.
being haggled up to 65 is that's I mean,
Criminal.
where's the spirit of the season, kid?
I would have shown 65, and I would have been like, psych, like we're back in the 90s. You can go F yourself, buddy.
Slow,
Oh,
Joe.
you should have
Enjoy
poop
that
dollared
picture.
him.
Poop
Should
dollared
have
him,
poop
yeah.
dollared
Poop
him.
dollar. But then his dad got involved, and then it became this thing. It was like, oh, this was only supposed to be $15 to $20, and I'm like, listen, is no one understanding what I'm trying to do here? And then I was just like,
Wait.
I hate this.
So it didn't stop where we're judging you for giving too much money to a kid. The dad now goes, are you swinging a bigger dick because you're okay.
Yeah.
What a white elephant situation. Holy
I
shit.
hated it. It was the worst. So I don't know if I'm gonna do it next year. I love a good spirited white elephant.
You don't bring wine to a water fight, bitch.
I
But
really
everyone's gotta
want
be in on it.
I really want to encourage our group of friends to do some type of white elephant or gift exchange next year.
Sure.
We used
Because
to
I
do
think-
it. We used to do it with just another group, but we didn't do white elephant. We did a pint exchange, and those were fucking so much fun. But obviously, everyone
Yeah,
drank. But we would do a pint exchange, and it's like someone ends up with like Gentleman's Jack, and then I'd end up with Sailor Jerry's or some bullshit. It's like it was fun because then you all
We could
drink
do
it
a-
at the end of at the end of the gift giving or gift exchange.
yeah, fifth miss. I'm down for that.
But yeah, the only reason that sucks is because children are involved.
Yeah.
There's feelings with children, and they don't
Exactly.
understand the
Yes.
point of a white elephant. I thought you were just like, I thought the problem was just all the adults.
Nope.
Then no, yeah, I'm not doing a white elephant with
Nope.
kids.
And then I got a talking to later on about it, and I was just like, listen, you expect me to know all of the context here? I'm just trying to be the cool uncle in this moment. Like, what do you not understand? What does no one understand? And yeah, I got hustled for $65. And did I potentially like create a precedent? Maybe. But you know what? Christmas.
What did his
And-
dad
and
say?
you-
That's what I want to know.
I don't even really remember because I was just like, I can't be expected to understand the nuances of how you are parenting.
Did he ask you what you drive? Hey, what do you drive? Do you have heated leather seat?
No, he like walked away from me when I told him that.
This has
Right.
to be Mark B.
Oh yeah, well Mark J, but yeah, the dad.
Well, there's Mark A and there's Mark B.
Oh right, I get it. Yeah. So, anyways, that's how that all went. But I think that we need to separate the kids and the adults in the white elephants.
Why don't you guys just have an adult's white elephant and a children's one?
Oh, believe me, I have tried. And then one of the parents speaks up and says, oh, but they really want to be involved with the adults. And then it just.
That's when you say, "Who is they?" Let them.
Who's they?
tell
I know who
themselves.
they is because now they're getting like they're self-aware, you know.
Also, if you guys are saying they a lot, it sounds like a progressive group. Why do you keep calling it white elephant? Why does it have to be white? Why does elephant have to be white?
It should be
A
transparent.
non-binary.
You don't
Let's
see color.
Yeah, it's a non-binary, colorless elephant. That's crazy. That is wild. There's Philip Rivers. And his
Phil Rivers
ass.
heard the white elephant story, and he's fucking furious right now. If you can see the crow's feet and the fucking lines on his forehead, he's pissed.
He's like, say Merry Christmas. You have to say
What
it.
is he? What's his favorite thing? Dadgummit.
Yeah.
Dadgummit.
Catholicism.
I'm gonna put this game on too. If you guys are gonna fucking,
You might as well. Well,
I mean, I'm not trying to make this a 3-hour episode, so let's.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we don't need to
Dude.
turn it off, but
it's the Christmas episode, so let's get this.
we
out
know
of the
what
way,
we're
dude.
gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about your guys' beatdown of the James Madison Duke. So let's
Before-
just fucking get
No,
over it.
okay,
Get it over
we
with.
can
Let's
start.
know. First things first is Die Hard, a Christmas movie.
Oh God, don't. Wait.
You know why I feel like I shouldn't participate? I've never seen Die Hard.
No way.
Neither
I mean,
have
I know it
Miguel.
exists. I probably have seen like
We've
bits
argued
and
about
bits
this,
and
though.
pieces of it, but I would argue because I know what's going on in the movie, and I've heard people argue about it, but I've actually never seen that movie from beginning to end.
Right. I think, and this is all like once again for the sixth or seventh year in a row,
Cringy.
is that if you can't remove Christmas from the plot, then it is a Christmas movie. If you can, in which that movie could take place outside of the time of Christmas, then it is not a Christmas movie. Now, I think... Go ahead.
By that rule, Home Alone, not a Christmas movie.
Zero, you're wrong. You're 1,000% wrong. The reason why you're wrong, hold
you
on.
could definitely take that vacation anytime and have that.
No,
those
but the thing is
activities.
that they timed out. Everyone was gone because of Christmas, and they were timing out everything because of the Christmas lights. It's not as if people were going to have, like, not that many people were going to be gone. They were basically scoping the neighborhood or canvassing, whatever. What's the word?
You could do it. You could do it on 4th of July and make the concept with the lights. Do it around the fireworks. Everybody's going to be
Everyone's
looking
home
at
for
that.
4th of July.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we've heard this argument from you, and you do kind of contradict yourself in a way because your main point is if you remove Christmas, that it won't be a Christmas movie. But Home Alone is a great example that it could still pull it off without Christmas being around. So the fact that you're using that movie to make your point kind of works against you.
I think that you cannot
You're fighting
pull
yourself here, Pete.
Christmas out of Home Alone.
One more word out of you, you're each paying us $65. How about that? Fucking Venmo us $65 each right now.
Not a penny less.
Dude, that's good for Mitch. The McCaffrey tug.
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
That matchup is coming down
That's
to
what's
it.
so frustrating about this. How come me and your wife, Braxton, are going like 140, 150 points in a consolation round, and these guys have 115 points and they're vying for a championship?
Oh, wow, that doesn't help him at all. He's still
Yeah,
down 8.
Yeah.
Jordan.
You're cherry picking statistics.
Yeah,
that
you're not even in the
benefit you.
playoffs. Why
I'm
does
Not
your
even in the
matchup
playoffs.
matter?
You're losing. I mean, you got your ass handed to you by Sahara.
I'm not the one who's complaining.
I know. I'm just saying.
I'm fine with what happened.
I
She
think that
deserves to
like
be
this
in the-
is
in the finals.
you know what this reminds me of is
Tell me what it reminds
Mitchell
you of.
and Jordan are essentially JMU and Tulane playing in the college football playoff. They're in
What an
there.
insult to Mitch. Jesus Christ.
I love it.
Yeah. They are just a Power 5 team that is representing, and here we go. But that's how it goes.
Do you guys like there's a ton of different opinions and people coming from different angles on how they really feel about the college football system, the structure, the bracket. Are you like, what's your real opinion on it? Do you think it's broken? Do you think it's just in the beginning stages and it'll get figured out? Or Is there someone you agree with like how to fix it? Like, what do you really think?
You're talking to me, right?
Yeah,
I'm talking
go
to both of
Brax.
you.
I was going to give you the first.
I honestly, here's the thing. I think having these group of five? There's Power
Group of
Five, then
five,
Group of
yeah.
Five, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Group of five schools. I like the notion of having them in. I think that it's important in the same vein of March Madness and having some of these 16 or 12 seeds that get in as the last four, having these Cinderella stories is a wonderful thing. But I think because the field is much smaller than like a March Madness, then you're cutting out some serious players like a Notre Dame this year. So I think at the end of the day, what this is going to come down to is expanding the playoff to a 16 team and hopefully finding a formula where you can have the best of both worlds. You can make sure that the 12 best teams in college football are there, and then you have these four underdogs that get their chance, because once every 5-10 years, one of these underdogs is going to be good enough to have some upsets, to be in the championship game, and create a storyline that people are going to love. So I think for that reason, it's worth it to keep a few of them in, but I think you've got to expand to please everybody and make sure that you're putting the best product out.
Yeah, I mean, we would have seen only one of them had the ACC championship game gone a little bit differently. The fact that you had, placed two of those teams in. So I
and last thing I'll say on that point is the people blaming these teams for the dumb head-to-head rules that the ACC has in place that fuck themselves, and the ACC not being able to produce a team that's dominant enough, besides, it seems like Miami, like that's not JMU's fault. That's not Tulane's fault, or a North Texas, or any of these other schools that were like, handle your shit. Like, that's your own thing. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah, here is, and they're obviously going to tweak it, and they're going to figure out how to get to 16 because, of course, the Big Ten is going to have 5 in, or 4 or 5 in. So will the SEC, and they'll make sure of it. And then it's broken still because the first weekend of March Madness. Think about the first weekend of March Madness. It is the best. It is the best. To be able to go 4 straight days to watch all of those basketball games, and I know that it's like volume stuff, but I mean, like, you're watching like not inconsequential, but matchups that you wouldn't otherwise see, because like, hey, that's a good game or anything like that. For me, this weekend, these games were on in the background, absent of like the Alabama game, but it was just kind of like, okay, what's the score? Are we feeling like we need to tune into this? No, okay, then I'm just, then it's going to be, I'm going to clean my garage and have it on, and then a big play will go.
So then how can you think that the college football system is broken, but on the other hand, enjoy the first weekend of March Madness where you're complaining because Ole Miss blew the fuck out of Tulane?
Yeah.
Do you complain when the number 1 seed wins by 60 against a 16 seed? You see where I'm going with this?
I do.
So I don't think the college football system is broken. I think it's on its way to being figured out, because at the end of the day, you can expand it. We're only going to have so many Georgias there.
Yeah.
So you get to 16, you get to 20, you even get to 24. Now, you're not leaving an entitled Notre Dame out, right? Duke could be in there. And then, because I do agree, yeah, we saw Tulane get blown out. I didn't think James Madison was out of their league. I thought they were 2 turnovers away from making that a fucking game.
Yeah.
That they weren't blown out the way that Ole Miss killed Tulane. But those are the games where we're watching, Furman play Michigan State in the first Thursday.
Yeah.
eventually you are going to see the Boise State Fiesta Bowl beat Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It's
that's
bound
what
to happen.
the what ifs. It may be one every 10 years, but then it took us until 8 years ago where we saw a 16 seed beat Virginia. Right? It can happen, and we don't want to take away the idea of that possibly happening. Now, I also am not naive to the fact that basketball is a completely different sport than football, because you can take like decent enough basketball players and shots can go in, and
I
you
think
can
there's
get
greater parity in basketball.
you can get lucky with making a three, and making a couple shots. But essentially, the bigger, stronger guys are at Arkansas, at Alabama, right? So the chances of it happening is less likely, but you don't want to take away the hope.
Yeah. Well, let's see. So let's talk about that Duck game first, and then we'll go back in chronological order from the first game, which was Alabama and Oklahoma. So Ducks obviously jumped out fast and furious in the first half. They scored on their first 5 possessions. They built a commanding 34-6 halftime lead, and then that seemed to feel like it was going to set the tone. Then you got Dante Moore. He was leading this explosive offense. He's thrown 4 touchdowns, also ran in for a score. But then in the second half, James Madison kept chipping away, and after all said and done, they rally back in the second half. 509 yards of total offense, the most any opponent had gained against Oregon all season long. And despite that, Oregon advances. Now, obviously, you get Dan Lanning, who is frustrated and saying that it's bittersweet. Tosh Lapoy, the defensive coordinator, soon to be Cal's head coach, says, "Hey, this is unacceptable. I'm pissed off because you didn't shut the door in a way that we saw Ole Miss do, for instance, in their matchup versus Tulane."
I mean, that's all fair. I think that shows a weakness that we've seen in this Oregon team kind of all season, and honestly, with probably a good number of the Dan Lanning's coach teams, is that kind of not that inability to step on the throat, and especially in these big time games where it's like that's kind of what you need to do. You don't want to show any hesitancy or weakness going into the second round. Now, I hate to be a critic in a playoff win. I'm still very pleased and excited, but if you have to choose something to point at, that's definitely it.
What do you think, Juan?
I think that seeing all the different pages, like channels or whatever, where you can see people arguing and debating and what they think happened in the game and what they think about the upcoming matchup. I think the glaring fact is, and I'm not saying all Oregon fans, but it's pretty obvious that majority of the fans, especially the ones that I make fun of, only watch Oregon. They only watch Oregon games. They have zero fucking idea what's happening what else is happening, because their only opinion is what happens in Oregon games and the names that they know, like Alabama and Georgia. So I think it's very interesting, and I don't want to jinx myself because I obviously want them to lose, but it's like the overwhelming comments of, man, I'm glad we're not playing Ohio State. I'm glad we're not playing Georgia,
right,
or Ole Miss next round. I'm like, none of you are scared of Texas Tech. None of you are scared of possibly the best defense. If you actually watch college football from top to bottom, you are not afraid of that entire linebacker crew. That D-line, probably hands down the best defense in college football this year.
Yeah. Texas Tech is no joke. And what this ultimately showed me, unfortunately, is that Oregon is not a championship caliber team. It was already kind of on the fence for me, but, I think that when you get as complacent as you do, maybe it's an overreaction, but I do think that, and potentially Oregon benefits from the fact that they played a game. and they played a good first half against a subpar team, but then, let your guard down, and maybe that's not representative of. However, it didn't feel like championship level football the way that, Ole Miss and what they did in a similar circumstance. Now, Dan Lanning, interestingly enough, comes out even today and was talking about the quote unquote broken college football playoff, and said that he thinks that Texas Tech should be hosting the game. He says, it's like, our fans will travel, their fans will travel.
Where's the game?
It's at the Orange Bowl in Miami.
Oh.
But he's still thinking that, hey, he thinks that Texas Tech should actually be hosting this game.
I would not want to be playing in Lubbock.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the solution might be that they'll start turning bowl games into the quarterfinal games, which I am actually in support of, right? Like maybe the Xbox Bowl or something, like one of those mid-range. I'm not calling the Xbox Bowl a mid-range, but like one of those hey, it's still a good, good type of matchup, but hey, then that becomes the quarter.
I'm sure Texas Tech doesn't give a fuck where they're playing. That's a bunch of blue-collar dudes playing that defense.
Yeah.
They're just ready to go.
But, so let's see. So then you have anything else on that? I mean, we'll obviously, we'll talk about Texas Tech and Oregon next week because we have a weekend off before that. But then you have the Alabama comeback, a historic one. They trailed by 17 to start the game. Obviously, the college football playoff hasn't been around too long, but it was one of the largest comebacks in CFP history. And Alabama scores 27 unanswered points, and Oklahoma's early dominance just fizzled out. They had the self-inflicted error. They had the pick six, a mishandled punt, crucial missed field goals, and it just kind of swung Alabama back. And I was like, I feel like Alabama scored all those points because of Oklahoma's self-inflicted wounds, and that can't keep going, but it did, and they were able to capitalize off it.
I would be curious how people will start talking about Alabama. I'm not saying this will happen. I think it's not likely, but when Saban left, it's like it's the downfall of a powerhouse program, right? Kalen DeBoer will never match up. Even you guys, mostly Braxton, I was like, Kalen DeBoer is nowhere near the caliber of top 10 coaches. I wonder what the opinion would be. Again, I don't think this will happen, but if Alabama ran the table, and won the Natty this year, what would people think of them? Is the barely getting in go against them? What will people think of DeBoer? What will people think of Ty Simpson? Because that'd be fucking insane. That's not. I don't think they may be fifth or sixth or seventh favorite to win the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that maybe, you're right. I think that the one annoying thing about it, because I mean, I know that we had our bet in Alabama I had Alabama, so I had competing interests this past weekend, but I was just more annoyed that some of the CFP committee folks or whatever
are proven right.
Yeah, would feel validated in this whole thing, and I was just like, that's annoying. But
yeah, I don't think I've ever rooted for Oklahoma.
Just that's it.
Oklahoma, I said.
Yeah, I know. And then you saw yourself actually rooting for him this past weekend.
Yeah, I didn't want Alabama to win.
Yeah.
You can just imagine all these people that like the idea of oh yeah, we won't hear about Alabama for a while, and then here they are,
I know,
making some type of noise on supposed to be a rebuilding or a down year.
I was really hoping that Texas A&M Miami game was going to be at least somewhat entertaining.
I see. I have a problem with that. That is the consensus opinion of everyone. Just because it wasn't a shootout
Shootout
doesn't mean it wasn't a good football game. That that's the same opinion that people have with the San Antonio Spurs playing NBA basketball. It's like
Scoring
they're
80
so
points in a game.
boring because they don't score 140 and hit a bunch of threes. I'm like, I saw a bunch of fucking hits on defense that were incredible. They were all Sports Center top 10 plays. I mean, to hold an A&M and a Miami team under fucking 10 points at half was insane. Those guys are shootout teams.
Give me the points.
I
thought that was a great fucking game.
I think you could argue that was the best game of the weekend.
I mean, it was absolutely the best game of the weekend.
It was intense the entire time. You were just waiting for the shoe to drop.
And ultimately, the shoe did finally drop in favor of Miami.
That was, I mean, the biggest thing, the thing that annoys me the most after the first weekend is how many people are bringing up Notre Dame. It's like, oh, they really got fucked. They didn't get fucked. They're a bunch of entitled fucks. It's your fault that you're not in this. It's nobody else's fault. Join a fucking conference. You can't just follow your own rules.
Mark Fletcher, career high 172 yards on the ground for Miami. And let's see, it was the first scoreless game in a college football playoff as well. So, but ultimately, when like turnovers and sacks tilted momentum in favor of Miami, and then that's how the cookie crumbled.
I'm sure you're both happy. I see a bunch of predictions that it's going to be Ohio State, Oregon in the national championship.
At this point,
you guys love that.
Well, we'll check the opening lines here coming up. I don't know if you guys, is there an opening line? I imagine on the Oregon.
For the Natty?
No, on the Tech game.
Yeah, Oregon favored by 1.5.
Really?
Yep.
I don't know how I feel about that.
They're winning the Natty, baby. Of course, it's the right spread.
First college football victory for Miami. And A&M loses their final 2 games of the year after starting 11-0. So big old bummer.
That was Oregon's. No, they were in the first college football playoff.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, that's not their first college football playoff.
Miami's.
No, I was curious if that was Oregon's, but no, they were in the first one when they beat Florida State.
You're saying.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Okay, so we will dive into it. Shh, hold on. I've got ESPN going crazy on me. Let's see. On the 31st, Miami is a 9.5-point underdog to Ohio State. In the Cotton Bowl, Oregon, like you said, is a 1.5-point favorite to Texas Tech. In the Orange Bowl, Indiana is a 7-point favorite.
That's not New Year's Eve.
Sorry, that's on New Year's Day. New Year's Eve is Miami, Ohio State.
Just one game.
Then on New Year's Day, Oregon, Texas Tech at 9 a.m. for us.
Oregon's got to get up early.
Yeah,
a 9 a.m. game
in the Orange Bowl. Indiana 7-point favorite, and Georgia is a 6.5-point favorite over Ole Miss.
That's 6 a.m. in the West Coast. Oh, that's gonna be different for them boys.
No. It's 9 a.m. us.
That's 4 a.m. West Coast.
That is 2:30 a.m. in Hawaii.
That's solar eclipse over where we are.
Yeah.
In no way am I overlooking Texas Tech when I say this, but if the Ducks do advance to the quarterfinals, semifinals, Brigham will be in town, and the last time I watched a Duck game with Brigham was the Ohio State playoff game last year.
And so you're not gonna do it again.
I'm asking myself, should I invite him over?
Right.
Maybe we kick him to the curb.
Yeah. Listen, he's the variable at that point. You got to cut out the variables.
I mean,
I know
he's a liability.
The best defense Oregon faced this season is Indiana.
Yeah.
Hands down. Second, probably Penn State at the time, because Penn State played pretty good defense.
Yeah.
Texas Tech's defense is probably 5 times better than Indiana's. Like, at least. One of those guys could have won the Heisman as the only defensive guy.
Right, that's true.
And I'm not arguing that. I think you can make the same argument on the flip. I don't think that Texas Tech's defense has faced an offense as formidable as Oregon's, especially with their passing attack and getting a lot of these receivers that they didn't have in the last 3-4 weeks of the regular season are all back. So I agree, Texas Tech's defense is formidable, and I'm not overlooking them at all. I think that they are very, very good, and they're going to give Oregon some problems. But I don't think Texas Tech has faced an offense like Oregon's.
I also don't think Texas Tech's offense has faced a team that's given up 500 yards to the James Madison Dukes.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're sort of excited.
That's for sure.
Kinda.
That's for sure.
It's definitely like one of those things, too, where if you look in the second half, you go, let's look at this so we can help expose weaknesses. So, do you guys want to know how bad the New York Jets are?
Tell me.
The New York Jets, how bad are they?
Not worse than Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Garrett Wilson, the wide receiver who's been injured, last caught a pass on October 12th.
He hasn't even been playing.
He last caught a ball on October 12th, and he is the Jets' leading receiver this year with 395 yards. Yes, Braxton.
Peter, will you check your fantasy football?
Oh, no. Did I lose barely?
Yeah, I just saw that.
Oh, no.
You got reamed. You got pegged by
No.
5 people
Should we
at the
have
same time.
should we have a guest on the podcast?
Why
Get
does
her.
it? But why does it matter? Are they playing for
Oh,
anything
no.
that matters?
Are you kidding me? I lost by 0.08 points.
Are you guys playing for anything that matters?
No.
Oh, doesn't matter.
Well, does that kick me to 10th? That would be real shitty.
Well,
because
last
Jared's
place
currently
last place is already decided in
so
regular
Jared's
season.
already decided.
But there is a last place to pay for the plaque.
That's crazy. So I ended up with 146.7 points. And Jara, Braxton's beautiful bride. Hi, Jara.
Good win. Nice win, Jer Bear.
Had 146.78. You won by 0.08 points. That's crazy.
Does this matter for anything?
No.
No.
Bragging rights.
No, does this matter for the plaque?
I mean, honestly, all this does is make sure that Peter doesn't have to pay for it. And now puts Jer in a position where she might.
How?
Because it's the loser of the championship game.
Oh, that's... Oh, so if you lost this week, you're safe.
You're safe.
Oh, hell
It
yeah.
It is a flaw in the system, but...
That makes no
loser
sense.
crew. Jara, congratulations.
Thanks, Peter.
How are you
You're a
holding
good sport. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Loving life with all of your hands and foots and mouths.
Yeah, I guess you can edit it, but I just vacuumed up some of Braxton's skin off the couch. That was disgusting.
Jesus Christ. That's a horror movie.
God.
You think we'd edit that out? That's prime stuff,
We
Jer.
would never. We would never.
That's how
And
I'm
you know
living.
what? I will concede gracefully, and this is why. Because Woody Marks was out for you this week. So you won despite a player out. So
Yeah.
even still, congratulations.
Rub it in.
Well, I'll rub it in. I mean, I
For you.
lost.
I also don't know
I'm
why.
making it on myself.
I also don't know why why we're feeling bad for Peter losing in a game that doesn't matter. Mitch, who dominated the entire season, just lost.
Yeah.
That's
R.I.P. to
fucking
Mitch. I feel bad.
painful.
To Jordan, of all people.
I know.
Jordan, who
I
was
mean,
500 getting in the playoffs.
no, I don't think there's a soul in the league who's rooting for Jordan.
It's just, against Sahara. Oh my gosh.
I mean,
I think Sahara's tough to beat regardless. Like, look at her fucking team, man.
yeah, it's gonna
All
be
natural
tough.
TDs.
All right, good win,
Bye,
Jeremy.
boys.
Thanks, Jara.
Good for her.
Dude.
0.08 points.
Venmo her $50 for vacuuming skin.
Yeah, dude.
Jesus.
Venmo her $65 right now.
Yeah, I know. That's just like my going rate now is just $65.
You're a $65 whore. Pull 65 out of you anytime.
What's your rate for nothing?
Yeah.
$65.
Well, and let me now, since we deviated for a moment, Garrett Wilson last caught a pass on October 12th for the New York Jets, and he is still the Jets' leading receiver this season with 395
Yeah,
yards.
name another Jets receiver.
I can't. He's got 369 yards passing.
Lazard.
For sure. Is it? No, they cut
He's not
Lazard.
there anymore.
Yeah, Lazard got cut. So the Jets suck. Let me tell you else. The Steelers, yet another winning season, so I lose a future bet that I placed against the Steelers on
You can't make bets on
DraftKings.
personal feelings.
Yeah.
That's what it teaches you.
Well, you know who's got some personal feelings is DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf swung at a Lions fan for apparently using just his government name. I think that he was trying to say that there was racist slurs being thrown his way. I think that's a report that I read. But then video kind of is just like, no, he was just yelling his government
What's
name.
the government name?
Declan? Declan?
I don't think he's a Declan.
No, he's not a Declan.
That's a white name.
Anyways, I think it's Decalen. Well, anyways, here is another thing, another wrinkle in apparently this report from
What do you get? He gets suspended?
CBS Sports. So he got suspended 2 games without pay. Now let me read this from CBS Sports. The 2-game suspension for what the NFL terms conduct detrimental to the league now voids at least $45 million in future guaranteed money for the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver because of a clause in which a player's suspension by the NFL or club for conduct detrimental to the team blah, 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 could void that money. Allegedly. I haven't read the contract, but CBS Sports is reporting.
Please don't read the contract.
That I'm not going to read the contract. That DK Metcalf's 2-game suspension will now ultimately cost him another $40.
Some of the clauses in the contracts means you have to play a certain number of games. So missing 2 probably is part of factors in and him missing some money.
Yeah, that could possibly be
or
part of it.
Not going the whole season without a suspension or something like this.
Yeah.
Right. So anyways, bad day for DK.
I hate fans, but he shouldn't have swung.
No.
That's his own fault.
And where was the team security?
Is it because they oscillate?
Should be able to step in the way of that.
I will never side with the fans because I don't think buying tickets and being a fan gives you the right to just say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
But you should also be smart enough as a player to not let yourself get provoked.
Yeah.
To the point where you swing. Don't swing. Don't hit it. Don't put your hands on anyone because then you're going to get punished. No one gives a shit about the average Joe.
Yeah. It's true. Let's see. So another fun fact for you. The Cowboys eliminated from the playoffs. It is now the 30th year in a row that they have not been in a conference championship game.
They're the weirdest fucking team. They look good.
Yeah.
But they can't pull it together.
Right.
If you watch them, it's almost like there's at least half of the games of the season where you watch them and then you see their record and it's surprising. That doesn't look like a 5-6 team. That looks like an 8-4 team.
Right.
But somehow they just can't get it together.
Yeah. Well, that's a mark of kind of a losing team. It's like you compete, but then you find ways to lose. Every other NFC team has made the conference championship game since 2010. So since 2010, every other team, so in the last 15 years, every other team has made it to a conference championship game in the NFC. The Cowboys have not made it in 30 years.
Damn.
What?
The lineup of everyone in the postseason is crazy. We're potentially not gonna have the Lions.
Right.
We're potentially not gonna have the Ravens. Probably the two outside of the Bills, the two favorites to win the Super Bowl.
I placed a bet on the Chiefs and Lions being the matchup in the
No
Super
Chiefs.
Bowl.
The Bills, I mean, I think the Bills are in. They're barely winning, though. They're barely fucking winning.
Currently, your teams that have clinched. Let me get into the standings here.
There's potentially some stuff with like the Colts losing tonight, right?
Correct. Yeah, so teams that have clinched so far include the Broncos, Patriots, Jaguars, Chargers, and Bills in the AFC. In the NFC, teams that have clinched and or won their division. So the only team to have won their division are the Philadelphia Eagles. So they clinch and win their division. The Seahawks, Bears, 49ers, Rams are all in the NFC. So I had this.
Did you say Bears?
Bears,
Bears
yeah.
are in.
Yeah, they're atop the conference, and they have clinched a playoff. It just depends on if they're going to get there.
The fucking Bears. I'm kind of proud of that. I'm not even a Bears guy.
So let's see. The Seahawks win the NFC West and get the number 1 overall seed with a 49ers loss next week, plus a couple of other things need to happen. The Panthers will win the NFC South if they win and get a Buccaneers loss next week. The Steelers can clinch the AFC North if they win and a Ravens loss to the Packers. Jags get a playoff berth. Well, they already got that because of the Colts loss this past weekend, or just this past 5 minutes ago. And then the Bills also secured an official playoff spot because of this loss by the Colts.
The Bucks and the Colts in the beginning of the season running away with everything. Now both of them are shit. And granted injuries, but still.
I thought that I had a bet and it was a live bet that then was boosted 30%. And this was tied to the Bucks coming back and winning in their 2-minute drill there. And by all accounts, they were doing just fine, marching down the field until Baker Mayfield throws that interception. But like all year long, especially early, Baker Mayfield was like leading all of these like 2-minute comebacks. And I was like, dude, these guys are at plus 250, and then I can boost this, another 30%. So I was thinking like $5 would pay like $40 by the end of this. And then he throws an interception. And I was watching it live happen. At a certain point, the Bucks were favored to win that game at minus 150. And then he throws the interception, and then obviously they lose. But, to say that the Panthers...
It did seem like just the runway was open for that Baker Mayfield comeback.
It did, yeah.
But I'm sorry to hear about another bet you lost, Peter.
You know what? We are now up 2 weeks.
Turn that into a segment, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
I listened. I told you about my setup, and I turned on the YouTube and watched the episode. Which I gotta say, guys, viewing the show as a fan, and maybe just because I'm not there, it was very nice. You guys are very good at this.
Thank you. Wow, thank you. I was gonna say, I was like,
I don't believe you.
Did he actually?
I don't think I'm very good
at pod.
No, it was. I laughed out loud several times, and I will say I've thought about the Melikilikimaka Hawaii's way once a day since I learned about it. Like, how the fuck did it? And the crazy thing is I went to Jera and I was like, Jera, you know this song? Like, and I sang it, and I was like, okay, with this part, what does he say? And she goes, a Hawaiian's way. And I was like, what? I was like, close enough, but how the hell did you
Yeah,
think
but
that?
how a wise way.
We all went to different schools.
Yeah.
He
But
grew up not
anyways,
speaking English, so at least he
Yeah.
gets a pass.
I will say that the episode was really enjoyable, and then it got to a point where Peter started talking about his bets losing, and I was like, oh God, this is
Here we go again. Well, here's
this
that
is
part of
You
the
know how
episode.
you know how New Heights podcast with the Kelsey brothers got new news, and we have the downhill. Peter's losing bets.
Yeah.
Take the
Like,
floor.
good.
Wait,
God,
how come I haven't gotten
I was
paid
having
out
such
yet?
a good time.
Did I get paid out?
You gotta
Or
wait
did they say I
24
lost
hours.
those?
All right, let's place our bets and get the fuck out of here.
Oh, that's why I lost. That's lame. Okay, cool. Let's see. So we have. Let me go to the games here real quick for the NFL, and then see if there's anything noteworthy enough. Where did you and me end up? One moment. Here's ESPN again. Where did you and me end up on the back and forth this past
You won
weekend?
$20.
I won 20.
There were 9 total games. We were 4-4, completely dead even until the Ravens Patriots, and had the Ravens -3.
Oh, gotcha. Well, the Seahawks game, we went to Benihana this past week, and we walked in and they were up 30-10 or something like that.
That's one of the best games I've ever seen in the NFL.
And then walked out, and then it was 38-37. I was like, what the hell?
It was if you didn't have a dog in that fight, it was really nice to see, because at the last 3 or 4 weeks, people have been shitting on Darnold. It was like, here he goes again. He plays well for the Vikings and then falls apart in the big games. If you didn't care about the Rams or Seattle, if anything, I cared about Darnold not proving people right.
Yeah.
It was nice to see him fucking come back and win, because I didn't want people talking shit about him. I like him. So that was good. That was cool to see.
Can't have that. No, I agree. It was cool to see those uniforms. Interesting.
Not a fan.
But yeah.
Yeah, that might be the
looks-
only reason Seattle won't win a Super Bowl. They were wearing duck gear.
My teaser almost didn't hit because the Texans only won by 2. I had them in a teaser to win by -1.5, and I'm like, hold on, guys, what's happening right now? But I guess Ashton Genty with his 128 yards. Patriots were a good value play because they were plus money in that game as well. I remember you and I going back and forth being like, this feels like a trap.
Dude, the Patriots might win the Super Bowl.
Who knows? Who
Yeah,
knows?
just a quick 6-year break, and then they're fucking back.
Yeah, just go ahead and fire a coach and then just win a Super Bowl. So, but yeah, the Bucks going down and losing that game was as interesting as then to see the Broncos also lose their game to the Jaguars. And all of a sudden, it's like, wait, hold on.
The Jags are for real, though. I don't think that was a fluke.
Yeah, I mean, I think you gotta believe in them at this point. The Broncos are, no joke.
Yeah, but the Broncos have consistently played from behind and continue to not get lucky, but continue to claw their way back in.
Yep.
And it just kind of feels like that's not a terribly good winning formula to always have to play.
But there's
from behind
there's not many better wins in the AFC you can get right now than there is over the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm not shitting on Denver at all. I think Denver's defense is probably up with the Texans. That's a top 2 defense in this season. But I do believe into taking care of what's in front of you. However, there is an article that I saw, and I feel like you can't ignore it. With the Broncos being able to come out slow and then be able to come back. If you look at the record, they're all losing teams. So now you do that against a team like Jacksonville,
Right.
who's actually good.
Right.
You're not going to be able to just take
Overcome.
it easy and then overcome the deficit that you've created for yourself.
Well, Sean Payton says we have to swallow it. We can't spit it out. I thought that was a bit of a Interesting way of putting that loss.
Couldn't
Thoughts?
agree more. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, you gotta swallow it.
Not
boys.
gay.
You got.
Not gay.
Well, with let's see now with the scheduling in the NFL, they obviously thought, hey, the Cowboys versus Commanders, Dak Prescott versus Jaden Daniels.
They're both out. Like, Cowboys are out, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And now Marcus Mariota is also out because he's injured. I don't even know who their third string
Josh
is.
Johnson.
No, it's not.
No
It's some
way.
white guy.
Josh Johnson.
Is Josh Johnson somehow a
I don't
white
know.
guy?
Bet me then
It's
if I'm
not
wrong.
Josh Johnson.
Then bet me.
$5.
Yeah.
$5. It's not Josh Johnson.
All right, look it up.
All right. Let's look it up. If it's Josh
This is
Johnson,
what a great way to find out that you don't actually watch these games. You just track your bets.
it is Josh Johnson. Son of a
idiot.
bitch.
I actually watch the games.
Isn't Josh Johnson like also a journeyman from
No.
back in the day?
I watched the.
They're one
Commanders
and the
game,
same,
so I saw
brother.
who it was.
All right. That's hilarious. Well, now I'm only up $15. That's funny. That is so
It's a completely
funny.
different Josh Johnson. I
It's
just
a
saw him for
totally-
the first time.
Yeah.
on
there you
Saturday.
go. I mean, I would. Oh my gosh, the fact that we have to hear Braxton, then I get these pre-rolls from ESPN is killing me. Okay, so you get your Cowboys Commanders, which when the scheduling gods made it, we're thinking, oh my gosh, you've got Jaden Daniels and Dak Prescott possibly vying for an interdivisional blah blah. Okay, so that one sucks. Then you got the Lions Vikings. Vikings mathematically eliminated, but could play spoiler to the Lions. So maybe potentially
Lions have a chance still.
Lions need a lot of help, but they are mathematically in the playoffs still. Playoff picture. They are 6-point favorites. And then equally thinking that you're going to schedule the Chiefs and Broncos as your primetime game.
The Chiefs look bad.
Denver is a 12.5-point road favorite in Kansas City.
Yeah, that turned out to be such a not like I know the way that the league planned that. That's a Christmas Day game. That is one of the shittiest games to put on Christmas now. A fourth string quarterback for the Chiefs against Denver. It's gonna be so shitty.
In back-to-back weeks, your quarterbacks are tearing their ACLs, and just chalk that up to a nice win there. For good old, do you guys have any interest in betting any of those games?
Not for the games you mentioned, no.
Yeah.
No.
I'll wait for the good ones.
A good game will then be a battle for positioning. And obviously the Texans find themselves in the AFC South fighting with Jacksonville. The Chargers are at home. They're a 2.5-point favorite. They are battling with the Broncos in the AFC West. That's going to be a great game to start on Saturday.
Who are they playing?
Game. Those two. Chargers, Texans.
Chargers, Texans. Okay.
Chargers, Texans. Chargers home.
I would love to bet the Texans, but their offense sucks.
39.5 is your over.
It's painful to watch their offense. They can't score.
Would you bet that down 13 points to 26.5?
No, they've let me down too many times.
I think I would.
Yeah, but your argument is you think you're putting that on Herbert and the Chargers offense. You think they can score that much. They're facing the number one defense in the league.
True.
So, and then you have the shitty offense on that number one defense.
And I
It's
do
like,
suppose that the Houston only scored 4 points against Vegas. So,
yeah,
okay, maybe not. But do you want to bet that game?
I don't know. What's the spread?
It would be a straight up bet. It's 2.5. So Chargers, Texans. I will take my Chargers.
Why not?
Do it.
Put it
And I
on
don't
the
feel
window.
good about it, but just fucking do it.
10 or 20.
Let's do 20.
$20. Green Bay is the second game on Saturday, which is the Packers and Ravens. Green Bay, a 2.5-point favorite against the Rams. Interesting. It's going to be a warm one, a balmy 40 degrees at Lambeau Field on Saturday night.
Is
Braxton,
Jordan
you want
Love
in?
playing?
Allegedly, yeah. It shows that he's playing, but it is early in the week, so who knows?
The Chargers
Give it
Texans
to me.
straight up.
Chargers Texans is straight up, correct?
Give it to me.
What do you want?
You want the Packers or you want the Ravens?
I'll take the pack.
Do you want the Ravens? Or do I want the Ravens?
Are the Ravens still fighting for anything?
Yes, they're fighting for the division. It's division or bust.
But Lamar's hurt.
Correct.
You take it.
Okay, I'll take it.
It's straight up.
Yeah, but I only want this one for 10.
Ravens, Packers, straight up $10.
$10. Because I think the Ravens are going to lose this game. But I love to gamble. Ooh, my best bet of the weekend was Geno Smith and Shador Sanders both throwing an interception. So won that one. Love that for me.
It's
surprised
always
you say-
great to
I'm
tell
surprised
people
you
your
announced
best
you
bet after you've won it.
or the fact that you announce out loud of the downfall of a black man.
The the Saints keep trying to win games. I've been thinking about the Saints a little bit recently. I just think that, like, if they don't think that they need a quarterback, does that mean that they're going to just kind of position themselves a little bit ahead because, hey, we'll still get a really good player, but we can keep winning because we don't need a quarterback and we don't need. But I mean, if you kept losing, then you could trade away all that draft capital, anyways. So
I don't
It's
think
weird
it would
Surprised you
make
don't want him to
sense.
stick with Tyler Shuck, an Oregon grad.
I don't think it would make sense for them to all of a sudden try to lose. In the
yeah,
last
and I suppose that they
2
keep
weeks.
playing teams like the Jets, where it's like, well, I guess we'll win this one. But this game between the Colts and Jags was looking to be a much more interesting game like 3 weeks ago. But now that I'm pretty sure that was 5 straight losses for the Colts. They're 8-7 now. Jacksonville is a 5.5-point favorite on the road. Any interest?
I'll take Jacksonville on the spread. If the Colts, I mean, it's not a bad bet if the Colts are still fighting for a playoff spot.
I suppose, but I don't like Phillip Rivers in this situation.
Can't force you to
It's
take it.
because he's a Republican, isn't it?
Seahawks Panthers is an intriguing one, but the Seahawks are a road favorite by 7.5. It is a 10 a.m. game for us, so their body clock is on that 10 o'clock time. So I think ultimately your best game of the weekend there's going to be 2, is Eagles Bills and 49ers Bears. Bills are a 1.5-point home favorite.
Hold on. Do you want to take the Seahawks Panthers?
No, I don't actually.
Even if I give you the Hawks?
Yes, I would do that. I would take the Seahawks at 7.5.
Let's do it.
So you would bet that game.
Yeah, I would. As it turns out, I would. Braxton, you want in on your Bills against the Eagles? This is a very conflicting bet for you. I understand.
I'll take the Bills.
You want
It's
the Eagles?
it would be straight up, right?
Yes.
I'll take the Eagles.
All right. You've got the Eagles.
Where is it at?
Buffalo.
So what's the spread?
1.5 for Buffalo, which is actually a tilt towards the Eagles.
So straight up 20 bones.
Sure. And then
What's
what's
the
the
last good game?
Niners? What?
Niners Bears
Oh,
on
Oh.
Sunday night.
I like that.
I'll get in on this. Who wants it? Huh?
Who you want?
Who you want?
Where's it at?
San Francisco.
What's the count? What's the
You
spread?
are looking at 3 points for San Francisco. So this would have to be a spread game.
What? I thought it's 3 or under is pick 'em.
We've been doing under 3. I mean, if you want to do pick 'em, that's fine. I'll take the Niners straight up.
Okay, I'll do it for 10.
He's got it for 10. Grambling.
Ooh, he's a Caleb Williams guy.
Yeah, we're still we're not quite done with our bets yet, boys, because guess what?
College for show.
Well, no, we're not doing the college games yet.
Yeah, we are.
No, because those games are in 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, we'll do it next week.
Yeah, we'll do it next week.
There's not 27, 28, 29. Oh, so we would be recording like the night before the first game?
Let's take a look.
Because it's New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, right?
I mean, we would probably go on the 29th again. We would probably go on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then it's New Year's Eve, New Year's Day?
Yeah. So
And there's no other good... Are you saying there's no other good college games outside of the playoffs?
Let's get NBA out of the way first, because NBA is supposedly the tip off or the whatever of the NBA season now. Knicks Cavs. Knicks are a 5.5 point favorite over the Cavaliers. Then you have the Thunder Spurs. Oklahoma City is a 10.5 point favorite, and then you have 2 more after that, 3 more after that. Warriors Mavs, Lakers Rockets, and Nuggets Timberwolves.
Where is this coming from? Or we're betting NBA?
I don't know. I figure that it's Christmas Day, but if we don't want to, those are all your NBA ones. Okay. No NBA. Well, all those games are happening, and LeBron James is saying that he'd rather just be at home sitting on his couch a year after he said
you really
NBA
had
run
no
Christmas
plans
Day.
on betting the NBA. You just needed to
That was it.
move that in.
Yeah.
Got it.
I know nothing about any of this, so. There's
So
no
are
time
there
to focus on.
no good college football games
Let me
outside
look
of
at
the
college
playoffs?
football. Okay,
So
no.
I'm looking right now. We've got the Boca Raton Bowl, Louisville Toledo, Western Kentucky Southern Miss, UNLV Ohio, Cal Hawaii, Central Michigan Northwestern, New Mexico Minnesota.
Is this all Saturday?
This is like just this week, all this week. And then on Saturday, December 27th, we've got Pitt, Eastern Carolina. Let's just go. Clemson, Penn State, I guess is okay. BYU, Georgia Tech.
Oh, yeah, BYU, Georgia Tech, 4.5
That's a good
points
one.
for BYU.
And then North Texas, San Diego State. Missouri, Virginia. LSU, Houston.
So the Pop-Tart Bowl and the Gator Bowl are the most intriguing ones.
What are those?
So that's Missouri, Virginia in the Gator Bowl. Missouri is a 4-point favorite over number 19 ranked Virginia, and BYU ranked 12th, and Georgia Tech 22nd. BYU is a 4.5 point favorite. So both of these would be spread games.
Fun fact, I don't know if you've seen the social media promotion around this game, but both teams agreed, because they both have the white stripe down the middle of their helmets. They agreed to have the Pop-Tart sprinkles pattern on their white stripe.
Why not? Which, by the way,
which one's Pop-Tart?
Which one is the BYU Tech game? Which, by the way, the having Oklahoma versus Alabama was kind of tough sometimes. Red, white, white, red. Who's wet? Who's red? Who's white?
Oklahoma should have rocked the black
the
black jerseys.
Yeah, there are a lot of red teams in the. I mean, the top 4 are all red.
Really? Oh, I suppose you're
Yeah.
right. If I were to bet on the Pop-Tarts Bowl, I would want BYU.
I think we would all want BYU,
Okay,
so you
no
probably
tech.
scratch that.
Missouri, Virginia.
And Missouri's favored. I'll take Virginia.
I'll take Missouri for 10.
And this is a spread.
Spread at 4. Yeah. Indeed, it is.
It's 4.
Yeah.
For Virginia, right?
Virginia is +4. Yeah.
+4. Okay.
It's pretty crazy that it's going to be Christmas here in a couple of days. Does not.
I know. With everything that's been going on, it's kind of like, whoa, holy shit.
Holy schmoly.
It's here. I've wrapped one present.
Yeah.
Yep. I've got quite a few more.
I have Lindsay wrap all of my presents, even the ones that I get for her. I just
Why
make
is
sure.
the point of that?
Well, like it's in a
The
it's in like
patriarchy is alive and well, my friends.
she is
That's very confusing for this house.
yeah. The she is so much better at wrapping presents and
So is Ashley, but that defeats the purpose.
well no, so I put it in another box. So it's already so she doesn't know what it is.
I started to take pride in how shitty of a job I do in wrapping because now people know it's for me. Like
You
people
should-
know
yeah.
it's for me, and no one really gives
It's a
shit.
personal touch.
Yeah, I get the compliments of like, because there's some ridiculously good like Christmas wrappers out
Right,
there,
yeah.
and Ashley's pretty good, but I started to relish in the fact that people can point out a gift under a tree and be like, that's for Miguel, because it's just an absolute garbage wrapping job.
Would you ever like wrap it in something that it's not to make it look like a bicycle, but really it's just chapstick?
No, I don't have that kind of time.
Right.
But you can see how people that are good at it and what they do, because obviously the easiest thing to wrap it would be like a square or rectangular box, right? But you'll see them do it where they put one side in, they tape it, put one side in, it's symmetrical, they tape it, and then the sides. I take a wrapper that's way too big for the gift,
Yeah.
and I wrap it all,
Yeah.
and then I fucking tape the shit out of it
Mm-hmm.
after.
Yeah,
And it's cool.
I can never get the edges right, and so then I'm always like cutting things off the edges, and then it's just like all jagged and shit. We have all been there, so
I find wrapping gifts incredibly therapeutic.
you do.
Like getting the angles and the folds right, and like, there's something so satisfying to
I
me
like
about
it. I like it a lot. I've also enjoyed it more now that I've been more mindful of like being on time with like or doing shit early.
Yeah.
But there were times back in my single days where I would get gifts for the entire family and friends, and I would just on Christmas Eve at 3 p.m. I would take 2 carts at Fred Meyer and just
Oh yeah.
fucking
Mhm.
dump shit.
Yeah, supermarkets.
Check out, and it's $700. I get home, I'll skip church. Everyone's at church.
Yeah.
I'm wrapping gifts.
feverishly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I'm a better planner.
I'm very annoyed that
Proud of
like
you.
one of
Proud of you.
my biggest gifts this year showed up on the doorstep as itself. So like sometimes you get the box and then
It
whatever.
didn't disguise itself for you.
It didn't disguise itself at all. And so Lindsay came home.
It's for her.
Yeah, it was kind of like her plus like a bit of a family gift or whatever. And it was expensive. It was like over $400.
Well, just tell us. Everyone in the
Yeah,
house
since she already
knows.
knows what it is.
Oh yeah, so what I did was I got a Sonos sound bar, and it is it was white, so it's like a different. The popular ones were black, and so I got a really good deal on the white Sonos sound bar, and I just got Sonos speakers also for my birthday, so now we're in our Sonos era. And it showed up, and it was just the Sonos box.
You already opened it? You're already using it?
We're not using it yet, no.
No.
I got myself an iPhone 17 Pro Max.
How you liking that?
I actually have not opened it yet. I have 30 days to do the exchange, and so I wanted to wait for it to be a Christmas present. So
It's for yourself.
for myself, is that weird?
Perfect. I
Like
don't
getting
think it's
gifts
weird
for
to get
yourself?
yourself something. I think it's a little weird getting it for yourself and then making yourself wait to give it to yourself.
Well, I guess technically I can say that Lindsay's giving it to me, but or Brody or
whatever.
Bo or I don't know.
Whatever helps.
There's trauma in your life. If you're doing some shit like that, there's some stuff that's happened.
I'm just trying to like say, okay, like Brody's gonna get so much for Christmas, and I'm just like trying to compete by having one extra gift under the tree.
Christmas are for children.
Except bullshit.
That's who it's for.
That's true.
I get more joy out of getting my friends' kids gifts than I do receiving gifts.
No, I agree. It is the magic of Christmas.
It means more to them.
Is great. So
Yeah, I'm excited to see how Quinn does with it. I think he might be too young to like really be like, oh, this is magical, But
yeah, I think you get to like probably Brody's age where you really start processing how incredible Christmas is.
He's a conscious individual now.
This is now the age where you're 6, turning 7, and you're like shaking boxes under the tree. You're fucking, searching around the house and all that.
Yeah,
it means more.
And he's got his elf on a shelf, and Lindsay's been doing this fun thing. This elf doesn't play pranks, but he does do some silly things. And he's all about elf on a shelf. So
the elf holds a sign: "Get vaccinated."
Just got my COVID shot.
And he's like full belief in Santa.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, you don't break that news until like 8th grade.
Yeah, no, Lindsay and I, because we watch a Santa Claus.
8th grade?
Hey, I was in 7th. No, I'm kidding. We watched Santa Claus last night. And so obviously, like, he is listening to all of these people talk about how they don't believe in Santa. And then he's like, well, they're wrong. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like the first time that he's kind of like noticed these things, because we watch Santa Claus every year. So he's probably seen it 3 or 4 times without really realizing it. But now this year, he's like responding back. Like, why don't they believe in Santa? That's crazy.
I don't know if I truly believe this because I feel like I was too young, but I was always told, because you see videos and clips today of like adults breaking the news to kids, like Santa doesn't exist, and the kids are like, no, and they're super dramatic and they're just losing it. And I think it was like my uncle told me, he was like, yeah, when you were told that Santa didn't exist, I think you just retaliated by going, is that because you're all fucking, is that why you're all miserable? just like a kid that fucking talked back. That was just a piece of shit. Is that why you're all sad?
I think that we'll like it once Brody asks, because if he asks us and he says, is Santa real? We'll talk about it. And we'll talk about the spirit of and all this other stuff. And, because Lindsay's like, I'm not going to like lie to him, but I'm going to like play this game as long as I can type of a deal. And
is Santa real? It depends. What state of mind are you in right now?
You'll perpetuate his ideology as long as he's down for it.
Indeed.
So another 6 years, probably.
Probably
6.
I would love it if
you know why? Because kids at schools are snitches.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna break the news.
Unfortunately,
probably
that's who you're that's who you're working against.
Exactly. But Lindsay makes sure that all of the Santa gifts are not the best ones. They're all the small ones. They're all the. She's like, I want the credit. Bullshit, Santa's getting the credit.
Santa's so much richer than you guys.
Yeah, Santa's getting you the socks and underwear.
Yeah,
I'm the one who's getting you all the good shit.
Socks and underwear, by the way, I didn't understand it as a kid. As an adult, the greatest.
Oh, I look forward to it.
Yeah.
I just buy them for myself now.
Well, that's all I've got, boys. I wish you both a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys and communicate with other adults in the outside world.
We exist.
But Merry Chrysler, peace and love.
Yeah, it's like you're in a horror movie right now. It's kind of hard to watch.
What do you mean? Like something's gonna pop out from behind me at any
Like
moment?
that one.
No, you're living a horror movie,
that one
kind of.
Zoom horror movie that
Oh.
we watched.
Yeah.
I am.
What was that
I
called?
mean, you could definitely make this into a horror movie. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm trying not to look at your direction. I don't know if someone's gonna pop up behind you.
I know that does kind of look like a head on the top left corner there.
Right here.
Yeah, what's that?
That's a Darth Vader.
Oh. So it is a
It's
head. All right.
It's
Yeah.
the ghost of Alex Maldonado.
What? Who is
He's
that?
just there going.
I'm gonna shank it to the left. I'm gonna shank you. I'm gonna shank it to the left.
Oh gosh.
We gotta go.
Good luck, boys.
All right. See ya.
Wait, hold on.
Clear eyes.
Lord.
Can't lose.